Yes, you guys, welcome back. I'm EFC. This is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm here to bring you guys a predicted lineup 11 and preview video for our upcoming game tomorrow evening against Bayern Munich in the UCL. In today's video, I'm going to break down Frank Lampard's press conference. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on the game tomorrow, and I'm going to give you my predicted lineup 11 that I feel is going to start against Bayern Munich. So we definitely have a ton of things to break down and discuss today, you guys. Before I continue on, let me get the plugs out of the way first. If you like today's video, if you like the haircut too, I mean, you guys, I'm feeling a lot more civilized right now. I need to get my haircut more regular. I think honestly I need to do that because the transformation is just impeccable. I feel like a brand new guy right now. I'm actually rambling on. If you like today's video, smash that like button. I want to go over 3,000 likes for today's video. And of course, if you're planning on making any purchases for the new home season kit, the new away kit, the new training gear as well, use my affiliate links below in the description, you guys. If you do so, you get access to my 10% discount code, NINI10, to get 10% off your order. What are you guys waiting for? I'm hooking you guys up. And without wasting no more time, we start with today's video. Now I feel like we have to keep things absolutely real. I think there has to be that sense of realism in tomorrow's game. You know, we've lost the first game 3-0, you guys. Bayern Munich have scored 3 away goals against us. If we are to go through, we either have to make it 3-0 and hopefully the game goes into extra time. And if that doesn't happen, we'd have to hope we win 4-0 or win 4-1. These look very improbable right now. It's not like Bayern Munich have a ton of injuries at this moment in time. It's only Kingsley Coman is the only player that won't be taking part in tomorrow's game. But disregarding that, they have a full strength team. They recently played against Marseille and they looked very strong. They looked very clinical and they looked very cohesive. So Bayern Munich are ready. And as we've seen from Thomas Müller, as he said himself, they're going out there with that mentality to just absolutely wipe us off the floor. As Müller said, he doesn't even want us to have the hope that we can do anything in tomorrow's game. So when you consider all these things working against us, I feel like we have to have some very realistic expectations. Now, of course, we are Chelsea FC, we are Chelsea fans. For me, you guys, personally, I'm just hoping for a prideful performance. Let's say we even win the game but lose on our away goals, or we lose the game but we put in a very good performance. I think at this point in time that's the best thing we can hope for. I mean, this encounter has been very frustrating from the minute the first leg started. Let's not pretend we had our full strength team. We had no N'Golo Kante, we had so many injuries in the team as well. And of course for the second leg, we don't even have Christian Pulisic, who's been one of the best players since this restart's come, you guys. So I feel like tomorrow we have to just hope that we see a good performance and the players just at least play with some confidence and bring some pride back to the fan base. That's all we can ask for. Now, you guys, we start things with the press conference, and Lampard had a few things to say. Now, immediately off the bat, we know that N'Golo Kante and Ruben are going to be fit for tomorrow's game. So the moment that we've realized that's going to be the case, I think that tells us maybe what formation we're planning to use against Bayern Munich in tomorrow's game. Talks then moved on to Christian Pulisic, with Lampard suggesting that he isn't going to rush the player back. And honestly, I think that's music to my ears. I think Lampard this season has been forced to rush back so many players way too soon, and in the end, it has cost us long term. But now that we've signed Werner, we have Ziyech, we're close to signing Kai Havertz, it feels like we are going to be stacked in attacking areas, and this should be good for Christian Pulisic, who now has the time to just focus 100% on rehabilitation. We do continue on, and we now move on to injury news. We found out that Azpilicueta will be out for 3 weeks, and when it comes to Pedro, he's going to be out for 6 weeks. So he did the smart thing by agreeing that move to Roma very early on, because right now, you guys, if things did not work out in his favour, it would look absolutely peak for him. So in that sense, he's still safe, he's still good, and let's hope he recovers very quickly. The press conference then moved on to Rudiger, who was partnering Lampard today. Now, Rudiger spoke about that recent loss against Arsenal, mentioning that the team were very disappointed, of course, to lose that final, but also saying that with the second leg game against Bayern Munich, we actually have nothing to worry about and we can play with absolutely no fear. Rudiger was then asked about our defensive issues faced throughout the season, and with Rudiger, to give him credit, this guy is a man. He's going to come out, he's going to take the L, and he's going to say that very confidently, and that's something I definitely respect, his mentality and his personality. He said that, of course, it's very fair for the fan base to be very critical because we've conceded 54 goals in the league, and he's hoping that once this game is over, throughout pre-season, the team and the squad can focus on, righting these wrongs and becoming a stronger defensive team. And to end things with Rudiger's press conference, he was asked about Willian and Hudson-Odoi. I'm going to start with Willian first, and Rudiger said, Willian is his own man. He doesn't understand his situation, but this would be a massive loss for the team because Willian has been one of our most key players through this restart, and he's a very popular player within the squads. And when mentioning Hudson-Odoi, Rudiger said that Hudson is going to be ready for tomorrow's game. These are the types of games that Hudson-Odoi does want to play in, and he wants to approach tomorrow's game by proving a point. I think it's now time to move on to the predicted lineup for tomorrow's game, and as you guys can see on screen, I'm going to be using a 4-3-3. Now up front, I've gone for Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount. Now my reasoning for using this front three is that in the first leg, I felt like we missed out on a lot of speed in behinds. We used Olivier Giroud, we used Mason Mount, there was no Pulisic, there was no Hudson-Odoi, there was no pace in that team, and I feel like it made us very one-dimensional in a sense. At least with Tammy Abraham, he has the possibility to run in behind, he can stretch defenses too, and he can provide a platform, of course not as good as Olivier Giroud, but he can provide some different possibilities for us to give us more of a different dimension when it comes to breaking down Bayern Munich. In a game like this, I don't think that Mason Mount can outspeed Alphonso Davies. I don't think any player in the world can really do that. But there was one thing I noticed with Mason in the first leg, and they were the intelligent positions he found in the channels. He was finding positions, playing in the half spaces too. And maybe in a game tomorrow where the team is playing with no fear, they have nothing to worry about, this could be a good system and a good tactic to help us maybe pin back Davis and allow Reece James to bomb forward in the final third. And obviously with Hudson-Odoi, personally, I feel like this is the type of game where even if he doesn't play well, it doesn't really matter. I think next season is when I'm going to be a lot more critical with Hudson-Odoi. Next season, when he has a full pre-season to become fully fit again, that's when I feel the context is better to really, judge him more fairly. But I do think Hudson-Odoi is going to be ready for tomorrow's game. I think that he's going to be raring to go as well. Let's not forget, Bayern Munich did the most to try and sign him. And of course, he wants to prove to them the type of player they missed out on. As you guys can see in midfield, I've gone for a 4-3-3, and I've gone for Kante, Loftus-Cheek and Mateo Kovacic in midfield. Now, this is a strong midfield. This is a great midfield, and I hope that your Kantes and your Rubens are feeling a lot fitter right now. I'm hoping that Ruben's going to have some impact in tomorrow's game. At least this way, you guys, we have more technicality in midfield. We have Kante screening these guys as well. We have Kovacic's industry too to help us, and of course, to help maintain the ball in possession too. And I'm hoping that with these three midfield players, it won't be like in the first leg where we had less possession than Bayern Munich. I feel this midfield could cause some danger to Bayern Munich, and I'm hoping to see some great individual performances from these three players in particular. And to complete the predicted lineup, you guys, as you can see, I've gone for Kepa in goal, and I'm going to sound very cynical, but I feel like maybe Lampard could use Kepa, knowing that, listen, Kepa, you're not really in my plans, and if you mess up in tomorrow's game, this gives the ball more of a reason to get rid of you and help me find a replacement instead of you. So I know it sounds cynical, but I know in football, you guys, managers can think like this. And as you guys can see with our defense, I've gone for Emerson, Kurt Zouma down the left hand side, Tomori and Reece James. Against Bayern Munich in that first leg, the lack of pace in our defense definitely cost us. Jorginho couldn't get close to anyone, Christensen couldn't get close to anyone too. Let's not forget, I think the third goal that Bayern scored, where Alphonso Davies just skipped past Christensen, played in a very easy ball to Lewandowski, and then they made it, I think, 3 or 2-0. So for me, when you have Zouma and Tomori, you have pace, you have strength, and you have defenders very comfortable going 1v1 against their man. I feel like Zouma versus Lewandowski could be a great battle, and I think that Tomori is going to be key in helping Reece James down that right hand side. Tomorrow we'll need to see Reece bombing forward, but Reece needs that confidence behind him, knowing that Kante and Tomori have that recovery pace and speed to help out against Alphonso Davies. I really think that Tomori versus Davies could be a very interesting battle, and I'm really hoping that Lampard is going to play Tomori. His recovery pace is going to be key, and Tomori is one of those guys that gets very tight against his man. Against Bayern, with their players that have the ability to skip past their man, who have those individual traits and skills, I think players that are very comfortable at going man v man are key against opponents like this, and I just feel that Tomori vs Davies could be a very interesting battle to see if Lampard decides to play him. But there you guys, that's my team for tomorrow's game. I've gone for a 4-3-3, and to be honest, I think the only loss is the fact that we don't have Willian in this team. If Willian was playing down the right hand side, you'd feel that, okay, we have more pace to play against them, and that way Mason Mount can move deeper, playing in his number 8 position. But, you know, at least with this team, if Lampard decides to use this, it is going to be a lot stronger than that team Lampard used against them in the first leg. So let's hope that we see a great performance, let's hope that the confidence is there, and let's hope they play with pride in tomorrow's game, you guys. But on that note, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.